Teen blew off woman's head with AR-15 over fender bender.
A Colorado boy only 14 years old when he shoots and kills a mother after a minor fender bender.
Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt, okay? I'm Officer Lipper with the Denver Police Department, okay?
Just hours after shooting her in cold blood, he cries to his own mother at the police station.
Goofy.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Stop. Today's case takes us to Denver, Colorado, where on February 20th, 2021, 32-year-old Pamela Cabriales was on her way home from dinner with a friend. According to local TV station KUSA, Pamela's family says she was extremely giving, passionate, and loving. They describe her as a social butterfly who was always there if you needed her. Pamela worked as a real estate agent, and she was also a mother to her 6-year-old son, Leo.
16?
As a real estate agent, and she was also a mother to her 6-year-old son, Leo.
6? That's even worse, bro. They just took away somebody's bonds.
Yeah.
In pictures and in videos, Pamela seems happy and full of life. But all of that changed.
I ain't gonna lie, we don't need to hear this stuff.
Pamela was behind the wheel of her Range Rover, driving along Interstate 25 that goes right through Denver. When she stopped at a red light at an intersection of I-25 and Colfax, shots rang out. We now know the person shooting was then 14-year-old Remy Cordova.
14?
Cordova was in the passenger seat of then 14-year-old Remy Cordova. Cordova was in the passenger seat of another car that was driven by this guy named Nishan Johnson. Cordova had thought that the car had been tapped by Pamela's in a small fender bender. And according to court docs, he said, quote, "Can I bust on them?" Johnson then replied, "Do what you gotta do. That's on you." According to KUSA, Cordova got...
Oh my gosh. So one, the killer, the team that did it wasn't even driving. 2, he's 14. 3, it was literally for no reason. Can I bust on them? Do what you gotta do? Bro, it's a little tap to the car.
Out of the car with an AR-15 and...
AR-15? What are we talking about?
Fired 15 to 20 shots into Pamela's Range Rover.
Bro. Like, he actually thought it was a game, bro. Who was this guy he was hanging out with? He's the real problem.
This is on the scene say at first they didn't even know what was happening.
Then I heard pop, 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 pop. And at first, it didn't register what was happening until the cars in the 2 lanes next to me started going. And then I realized, I said, oh, something's happening. And I ducked down and several more happened. And I
10 more.
Pulled next to the car, barely got a glance. It looked as though the window was either rolled down or shot out, but I believe that the window was out. I didn't look at the...
What a goofy little kid, bro.
And then the car that was in front of them sped off. I went behind them, but pretty far back because they went pretty quickly, and got off on Federal. So they went straight, and I got off on Federal, and I didn't obviously see what occurred because the car was obstructing my view. So I didn't know at the time if the shots came from the car in front or inside the vehicle. But that's what I saw.
That's Jaden Aaron.
15 shots into somebody's car randomly just because they might have tapped just because of a little fender bender, bro. Like, what is he doing?
Who was driving home from an appointment at the time of the shooting.
You said you heard multiple pops. You went pop, pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop. How many of those do you think you heard the first time?
I'm
in your
gonna
estimation?
call it 5 to 7, perhaps.
Okay, and then you said you ducked down and heard several more pops. How many more do you think you heard?
Perhaps 3.
Okay.
And the break in between the 2 was a second or 2.
Okay.
That it paused.
Sure.
It wasn't very long.
And you never saw anybody get in or out of any vehicles?
No.
Okay.
I, in my mind, thought it was fireworks or something.
Sure.
And just wasn't paying attention.
When you go around the car you're in front of, why do you go around the car?
Because the other two cars did it, and I felt like I was in danger, and I heard the shots coming, and I was ducking down, and I thought maybe they were going to hit me.
Okay.
I was scared to go that way because, again, I didn't know if they were coming from that vehicle, but I couldn't.
Oh, lie.
go
I
any
probably
other
would have
way.
stayed still.
This may seem like a really dumb question. If you can articulate it more, why did you feel you were in danger? Tell me more about that.
Because I recognized the sound of gunshots, and I thought perhaps one was going to hit me.
Were you scared?
Not really until after, because it didn't really register. It was definitely like weird. So I was like, my awareness was heightened, but it still didn't register.
Tell me more about why you duck.
Because I thought I was going to get shot.
Okay.
All right, I know you're multitasking when you're watching our videos. And if
Nah.
you're out running errands, listen up.
I'm
I
locked
have
in,
to tell you about this.
and I don't want to hear this ad.
Alex
But
spends back on every gallon on your first tank of
he's
gas.
asking some
There were more
interesting.
witnesses too, like
He's asking his questions in an interesting way. Were you scared? Why'd you duck? Why? And I know he probably has to ask those, but why?
Alex Martinez, who was
can't.
driving home from a soccer game.
When he got out, he had his hoodie on, and he turned to face towards north, and all I see is the side of his forehead, so literally right here.
Okay.
And then that's when I noticed that he lifted up his arm, and his arm was being covered by the top of the car. And I'm in a Ford Edge, so I say it's a pretty big car. He was about like 5'6", 5'7", and that's when I noticed that he had a gun. So my first instinct when I heard it was to get down just in case if they started shooting towards me. I did not physically see the weapon.
Okay.
I seen the light from when you shoot the gun, and you have the light and the sound.
Okay.
So that's what I heard.
The light?
So the toof, toof, toof.
Light as
So
in
the
flash, or like light from like the power? Is that real? I ain't never even.
Like the muzzle flash, we call it. It's like the fire, like when you
When you fire
fireworks,
yeah.
or you fire a gun
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it comes out. Those gases escape. And
Uh-huh.
what color was that you saw?
When I looked over, the
Orange.
first time I heard it, I got goosebumps. So I looked over, and I just remember seeing white. So
Okay, but you saw the muzzle flash.
Yeah.
Is what we call it. Or
yeah, the muzzle
Okay,
flash.
so he. Okay.
how many times do you think you saw flashes?
Okay, we know what a muzzle flash
about
is. We play
6
Call of
times.
Duty, boy.
About 6 times.
Okay.
Okay, that's close to the first lady's answer. She said about 6, 7. That's what she
Did you
said.
hear
She said it like that
the
too.
person that got out from the right front passenger seat of that car? Did you hear him say anything?
No.
Did you hear them yell anything?
No, not really. I
Straight
didn't
to
hear
shooting,
anything at all,
bro.
'cause
He's
my
so
music
dumb. I
had
wanna
my
really hear
music
more about
going
who he was
'cause I'm
driving
playing
with,
my
bro.
music, and I had my music going.
Do
and
what you
then
gotta
that's
do.
when I heard the first gunshot go off, and I look over, and then I just
Are
see
you
the light,
drunk?
white.
Do what you
whatever
gotta
you're
do.
gonna call it.
What?
And then that's when I got goosebumps on my arm because I just knew that.
Bro, this
But when I was
14-year-old
driving
better
away,
get
I
life
noticed
too. I don't care if
Glenn
he's
in
14.
the river, poke his head out, like look back.
Tell me more about that.
So I was going because my first instinct was to get away because I was scared.
Okay.
So I was going, and then I was trying to get away quickly as possible. And I look in the rear mirror, and I see the Range Rover in there. And I look in, and I see the Honda coming, and I just see a head go like this, but it had a hoodie on. So
Okay, and was that from the front area of the car or the
Yeah,
rear
the
area of
front.
the car? So from the passenger side or
the
driver's side?
driver's side. It was a black hoodie.
Okay. So it came from the driver?
Yeah, the driver's side.
So put an arrow in red the direction he shoots at. And this sounds silly, but what led you to believe he was shooting in the direction of that car?
Well, cause when he started shooting, I noticed that the light from when he shot it was going backwards.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. So that I ducked down, and that's when I lifted up my head just to take a peek, and that's when I seen his arm behind, on the side of the car facing backwards.
So he was shooting an
After
AR.
the shooting, Cordova and Johnson sped off in their car as first responders rushed.
He was shooting an AK or an AR with one arm or one hand, bro. No way. And yeah, let's hear more about this guy. What does this stand for, bro?
Scene.
Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt, okay? I'm Officer Lipper with the Denver Police
Is
Department,
she
okay?
responding? Or she's already dead, right? At this point.
Here's the scene from another perspective.
2021, so 4 years. 4 years have passed, and it's February 25th today.
Just gonna keep some pressure on him, okay? Hey, she took quite a few, about 4 or 5 rounds to the face.
So it's February 25th, 4 years. He was 14. He's 18 now, bro. He better still be in there, bro. He better still be in there.
She's the only victim. She's totally bleeding. Let me see if I can find an ID in her purse. Yeah. I don't know how you want to do this. You want to put the seat back so we can get to her? Hey, Scott, hold that seat.
That's crazy, though.
Is there anything behind the seat? No.
Call electric. Hang on, I got it.
He was 14 when he did this, and I hope he's been sitting in his jail cell
No, it's just one person. Could you hold that up?
up until now, bro. And so on.
Sorry, grab the scoop real quick.
But this was really stupid. He's 14, but you know that was dumb.
I got 7 gunshots to the front. 3 heads.
They're gonna show us her bank details. Hold on. Her credit card, her debit card. Hold on. Let me chill. I'm not talking about. Let me chill.
You have to head out towards the cap.
Head toward me.
Here.
This next part is really tough. You can see the rear window of Pamela's Range Rover has been completely shot out.
Freaking. So did she get shot from the back or the front?
I counted 8 shots. 8? Yeah, there's one right above the left windshield wiper. So that's 2 out of like right there.
Okay, so she got her windshield shot in. So he
That's
just
the same one as
missed.
on the back.
He just missed a lot.
Another angle shows Pamela being loaded into an ambulance. Now, we won't show that part because it is graphic,
Alright.
but here are the moments leading up to it.
Nothing.
Hey Jared, did you need the northbound or southbound off-ramp closed?
You coming head first?
Let's do southbound for now.
Blocked off the whole road.
Copy, 1,000.
We'll get a couple of these. I'm going to a couple fires.
You guys need an extra set of hands for anything?
Yes.
Just say
160
when.
out of the DHMC1. We're going to have one coming down and 163 Baker's going to follow. Yep, are you ready?
Do you know how this happened?
No, other than somebody called in and said gunshots fired between 2 cars. I wasn't able to get a description of the other vehicle.
Okay, here she comes.
Even though Pamela was rushed to the hospital, she died several days later. Meanwhile, investigators were still working
Wait,
to
she
track
was
down
alive
the
that whole
hospital.
time?
She died several days later.
Okay.
Meanwhile, investigators were still working to track
Wait.
down the suspect.
Why are they saying it like this? Alright, I guess they just needed the clicks or something, so they
Involved in
exaggerated.
her shooting. The next day, a Denver police officer spotted a car wanted from a separate incident. There had been this
Goofy.
gang shooting at a McDonald's where multiple shots were fired. And at the time, the cop did say a Denver police officer spotted a car wanted from a separate incident. There had been this gang shooting at a McDonald's where multiple shots were fired. And at
McDonald's though? Like, I'm just trying to eat. I'm just trying to eat, bro.
the time, the cop didn't realize this car was also involved in Pamela's shooting, but they did know the people inside needed to be questioned. This led to a small chase, and it's something Nishan Johnson talked about during his police interview.
We're driving, and we get to the light. Police was
just trying to.
They get to the side, the back of us. They get behind us.
Who is this? Who is he?
I take a right, they drive. Take a left, they keep following. And then I try to take another right, but the ice was too slippery. So I hit the curb, and that's when they turned the lights on.
Tell me more about the conversation in the car. Who notices the police either on the side of you or behind you?
I mean, we all did, to be honest, because when you're looking at when you're at the stop sign, you're going to look out your window.
Okay.
And then when I looked out the window, I seen the police pull up.
What is the conversation in the car?
So is he the third person involved? Was he the driver? Was he in the back seat? So it sounded like they got pulled over while they were in a car, and yeah, they got pulled over basically while they were in the suspected car or whatever.
There really wasn't no conversation in the car, but they could go.
I'm sorry?
I said it wasn't no conversation in no car, but go.
But go?
Yes.
Why was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Go.
Earlier you told me because you didn't have a license.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't have no license, but that's what they was telling me. You said what was the conversation?
Okay.
You said what
could have left it at it was no conversation.
Was behind us.
Talking to
Who was telling you to go?
Little bro. He was like, bro, just go. You feel me? I mean, don't have no license. You feel me? Not
little bro.
Did little bro say he was hot?
Nah.
Did he
say,
say
nigga, go. Go.
Okay.
You know how nowadays this young generation gonna run from the police or do anything from the police.
But you're the one driving, bro. They just a bunch of goofies, bro. Oh my gosh. Dude, I don't want to finish this. Yeah, I could tell you about making me mad while he tries to lie to this detective, bro, with his stupid lies.
You feel me? So
like he's trying to put the blame on a 14-year-old right now. Oh! The 14-year-old wasn't driving. You don't have to listen to the 14-year-old. Why would you listen to the 14-year-old? It's over with, buddy. You're cooked.
So you listened to him. So you listened to him and you went.
That's how it was. You feel me? Because
literally,
after
you listened to
on
him.
their lights, everybody start panicking.
Tell me how they panicked. How did you know they panicked, Nishan?
Because you know when police get behind you sometimes and you know you ain't doing nothing. Like me, when I know I ain't doing nothing wrong, I wasn't really panicking. But what made me really panic was because they was all going like, bro, come on, go. And I don't have a license. I was like, bro, that ain't true. I ain't stopping. Fuck it, come on. Oh. And I hit the car and everything. You feel me? So it was like everything would happen so quick. And when he was like, go, bro, go, I was like, all right, fuck it. I don't have no license, none of that. Come on.
Police eventually tracked Johnson down to a shed where he was hiding, that's where they found some incriminating evidence.
You know why I'm asking all these questions? Because the you were found in.
Wait, this is him?
Those shell casings match at our murder scene. Can you explain that?
This guy, it's
you
him.
Said nobody's in the shed with.
I thought he had more tattoos. Where's the guy with the NFL on his neck? Who was in the car with the 14-year-old when he did what he did, bro?
With you. Okay, you're in there by yourself. But the same caliber shell casing that's in the shed where you're at is the same caliber at our murder scene. Can you explain that to me if nobody handed you anything?
No, nobody handed me nothing.
Okay, so how did that end up in the shed with you? Oh, you gonna cut it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hey, peep game though, peep game though.
Don't know.
What he looking down there for? We know he's lying, but peep game though, peep game though. You gotta peep those things, man.
Okay.
What he looking there for?
So I'm asking you, this is your chance to be
Look
honest.
him in his eyes
okay?
when you
and
lie to
I'm
him.
not saying you're not. So please don't be offended by that. Okay, but I don't know is not going to cut it. As I told you before when we first started, it's a homicide investigation. I told you you're not free to leave. Okay? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you were there for something or somebody asked you to hold on to something, I need to know. Okay? And not just for myself, but for yourself. You got a kid, right?
2.
You want to see those kids grow up?
Yes.
Do you want to be able to hold them and not be behind glass when you see them? Or do you want them to come and visit you during yard time? Again, I'm not threatening you, I'm not upset with you, but I'm telling you,
am I tweaking?
this is the road we're going down. You're digging yourself a hole here, so if you have something, you know something, Nishan, now's the time to tell me. Okay, you tell me you were by yourself when you ran.
I
Nobody
can't
else was in
tell.
that shed. I asked you several times.
I feel like it's
question. You're
delayed.
adamant nobody was. Okay. So it's one of two things. Either you were there at that murder scene, or somebody gave you something to hold on to. So now's your chance to help yourself. Don't dig yourself a hole. You got one foot in this hole right now, Nishan. Okay?
Investigators spoke with Johnson for more than 5 hours on multiple occasions, and honestly, they didn't get very much. But they got even less info from Remy Cordova.
But he was not trying to snitch. Less from the actual
From
killer.
Remy Cordova.
I'm going to advise you of your rights, and then I'm going to leave the room, and you two need to talk about whether or not you want to talk about this investigation or not. Okay? You okay, ma'am?
No, she's not okay. Her son is a killer.
The woman next to Cordova in this video is his mom, because remember, he's only 14 years old at the time. As a detective walks back in, you can hear Cordova apologize to his mother.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's still February 21st, 2021. According to that clock, it's now 10:05 p.m. And I've given you and your mom opportunity to talk about this investigation. Let me ask you, did you understand the rights as they have been explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Little bro was really probably just trying to prove himself.
Do you have any conflict with your mom that would prevent her from providing you with guidance and advice about your rights?
No conflict with my dukes.
No?
Cut it there.
With these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to us about this investigation?
No, sir.
No?
No.
But even though Cordova didn't talk, investigators already knew a bit about him because he had a juvenile criminal record and was on police's radar as a gang member. Prosecutors later said that Cordova's motivation in Pamela's murder was to rise up the ranks in this gang world. Cordova's case eventually moved from juvenile court to district court because of the severity of the crime. He was charged as an adult with first-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder. That second charge was added because another driver had been in the line of fire when Cordova had fired the shots. Now, that person was not injured, so the charge became attempted murder. In November of last year, Cordova was found guilty. He's since been sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole in 40 years. Nishan Johnson was also sentenced to life in attempted murder. Cordova had fired the shots. Now, that person was not injured, so the charge became attempted murder. In November of last year, Cordova was found guilty. He's since been sentenced.
Only November last year, so he been sitting in like a jail or something. So November last year, he got sent to prison, and now he finna be there for the rest of his life. So he been in prison since he was, I don't know how old he is, but he's 18 now, so he been in prison since he was 17, and he's not gonna smell no real fresh air ever again, bro.
To life in prison with a possibility of parole in 40 years. Nishan Johnson has also been convicted for his involvement in the case. In June 2023, he was sentenced to 35 years in prison. As for Pamela, her family says her memory lives on through her son Leo. A GoFundMe page set up for Leo's college fund has already raised nearly $70,000. Reporting for a long time, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
R.I.P. to the lady, man. I did not mean to press that. Good luck to the kid, for real. He gonna need it in his life now, because this goofy kid want to take away his mom, bruh. But, hey, man. Save the world we live in, bro. It's your boy P on, I'm going.